Yep, I'm just making Kendra the presenter now.
Okay. So I just want to first start off and introduce our team from Rent Collect. My name's Jody Stash, and I'm one of your account managers, as well as Paul Schaff, who's also on the call. Kendra Colby is one of our client service team members, and she's one of our leads, and she does a lot of our training as well. We have a pretty strong team of client service folks, and they're always there to help you as well. And I just want to say that we're just so pleased and excited to have this partnership with Verizon. And we just feel that with this automated service that we're presenting with RealPage and those of you on Entrata, that we're going to simplify your process and really help, bring more monies for your debt recovery for sure. So with that being said, I will pass the rest of this on to Kendra.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining our call. We were going to go over a few things here. I do want to kind of preface the call with, I know that you guys are not quite ready yet to go live with OneSite, so for the time being, we're going to have you submit your accounts manually over to us, and I'll go through how to do that as well. This frequently asked questions sheet does have kind of a brief tutorial on how to use the OneSite once you do go live, but we can always go over that again in the future as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is go over just some kind of basic information that we have here with our office on how to contact us and your pre-collect period. So let's see. Okay.
Kendra?
Yes, they don't have pre-collect, is that right?
Right, they're going to be submitting files at day 46.
Okay,
and
perfect.
It's going to be set up through RealPage it's going to automatically sweep. So you folks on site really don't have to do anything once this is set up, and we're real close to it. It's looking like next week that we should be moving forward with that. So really, if you have any files this week is when you would send them to us manually. But Clint will tell you when we're ready to roll this out for sure. But again, we're really, really close, and we think it's going to be early next week, if not sooner. And so it's all set up. It's just going to be an automatic sweep with no pre-collect, Kendra.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So the beginning information here is just how to contact our office. So our client services department is going to help you, assist you with any questions that you do have for us, as well as any updates that you need on your end, or just typical day-to-day things that you need to contact us regarding. You're going to utilize these numbers here. The best one is going to be our client services phone number. Any representative here in our client services department will be able to assist you with any need that you do have. The other piece of contact information is our email address. We obviously do like to hear from you guys. We want to make contact with you, make sure everything's going good on both of our ends. We do know that things, get hectic around certain times of the month, so definitely utilize that email. If you just need to quick send us over something, it's no problem. The number over here on this side is for your former residents. If somehow they do get a hold of our client services phone number and they call us, we will have to transfer them to our collections department. So the best way for them to get in contact with our collections department directly is to have them call this 2509 number. So when you do have a resident that moves out and they do have a balance left owing, feel free to give them that phone number so that they have a direct contact with our collections department. So in the meantime, like Jody said, RealPage is going to be going live real soon here. If you do have accounts that you need to get sent over to us right away and you are at that day 46 is date after date of move out. So not once you have the statement of deposit accounting done. It's 46 days after their date of move out. You can feel free to go ahead and send that file over to us. Also, it does look like the balance does need to be $50 or higher. If the balance is lower than $50, we will be unable to list it. So if for some reason we do receive a file that is below that, we'll let you know that we're not able to list it here with our office, and you can go ahead and collect those funds in-house. But at day 46, you can go ahead and get them submitted over to us. We do have a couple ways that you can submit them, via fax or via email. We do recommend that you send them via email. You will get a confirmation sent back to you thanking you for your file submission, so that you can save that to your records, so that you know that we have received the file and we've got it listed in our office. The email that you're going to want to send them over to is different from our client services email. So if you're sending over a file, you're going to send it over to this email right here, which is support@rentcollectglobal.com. If you have not received it yet, we also do have a manual submission cover sheet that we can send you over. Towards the end of the call, I'm going to go ahead and put my email in the chat box, so if anyone has any questions, you guys can definitely feel free to contact me as well. So on that cover sheet, it's going to go over some of the documents that we request. When you do have to send them over manually, we ask that you send them over with your move-out statement, the application, and then the first few pages of their lease agreement. Those are the immediate documents that we ask to be sent over. If there's anything that we need further in the future, we will definitely get in contact with you and let you know.
Can I interject for just one quick second?
No problem.
This is Clint. We actually had an internal discussion today, and we are actually going to make it so that the files are sent 45 days after the final statement instead of move out. I apologize, and it messes with all the documentation right now. But I thought that was the easiest way to keep it consistent across the board, since some of our sites need additional time to do the final statement, especially students.
Okay.
So I just wanted to point that out because we didn't decide that until about an hour ago.
Oh, okay. So 45 days after the final statement is complete.
Correct, and that will always put it 75 days or under overall since move out, but that way we can 45 from statement and have it be.
And I'd also like to just interject real quick, Kendra. At that 45-day mark after final statements is when the real page automation will be set up to sweep the files, rather than submitting manually. Manually is just in the interim until this piece is set up.
Correct. So if you have a file though now that they want to submit, that as long as it is 45 days from the date of the statement being done and completed, you can send those over. Like Jody said, we will have RealPage set up here real soon though.
Correct.
So the files that you do have that are eviction or skip files, you can definitely get those sent over to us as soon as possible so that we can get those listed with that balance due. If in the event you do have a resident who moves out and they have a lease termination fee or they're charged through the end of the lease, just make sure that once you do have the unit re-rented that you just go ahead and shoot us over the revised move-out statement with the new balance reflecting, and you can send that over to the client's email so we can make sure that we have those files up to date and we are reporting correctly on their credit report with the correct balance that is due. And again, if you do have any update for our office for any of those balance changes or things like that, you can send that over to the clients at rentcollectglobal.com email, and we have several representatives that will be able to handle that and then get back to you and let you know of the changes that we've made on our end. Let's see. If you do have a file that was for some reason sent over to our office incorrectly and it is not supposed to be listed here with us, we do ask for you to send us over a revised move-out statement showing, where the error occurred and that they do have a zero balance. If for some reason you're not able to produce that, we do ask that you have your regional approve your request for us to close out the file and the details as to why we're closing it so that we have ample information to put on the account as to why we're closing that file out of our office. So that regional approval is going to be real important on our end. Once the account is processed and sent over here to Rent Collect. We do ask that any payments that are received on site via mail, or if they do walk in and pay it, that you forward those directly to our office. If you do take those on site and cash them, your statements that we send out to you twice a month start to get a little bit confusing, where we have to deduct the payment on our end and then we remit back to you. So we just ask that if you do receive those, you can go ahead and send them over to us. This is the good email, or I'm sorry, the good physical address to send those payments to. Once we receive them, we will apply them to the account. We will go ahead and handle the account appropriately, be that just deduct the payment amount or close it out, and then we will remit your payment back to you. We do send out invoices twice a month, the beginning and middle of each month, so you will see those on your statements that you receive. We do have several other reports available to you that I'm going to go over our website briefly at the end of the call to go over the reports that you do have access to once you log into your properties account on our website. Let's see. So we are 100% contingency, meaning that if we don't collect any money for your accounts, we don't get paid. So we are at the 60% commission, so we're going to go ahead and remit your portion back to you, which is the 60%. We will keep the 40%. Again, we send out those statements the beginning and middle of each month. We do have several states that we pursue legally against. On Arizona, California, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington are the states that we do have attorney access to. So if it does go into a legal status and we are pursuing legally on those accounts, it does go up to a 50% fee, so it's 50-50. Any amount that we do receive on those legal accounts, we will send back to you 50% of that balance that we receive. If you do, this is also where it came in, the files that we get over with the kind of the bare minimum information on them. If we do decide to pursue legally against those, that's going to be where we're going to end up contacting you and asking you for those other documents that we're going to need. So just be aware that on the larger balances, if we are not able to get them paid voluntarily, most likely those are going to be the ones that we're going to be contacting you for the extra documents on. If you have a former resident who has called you or has come in and spoken with you and has expressed that they're upset about us, or if they're upset about anything that has to do with the account being sent to collections, we do have licensed collectors that are more than willing to handle that dispute for you. So we would ask that you give us a call directly or have that former resident give our client services, or I'm sorry, our collection managers a call directly to address those complaints with them, so that we can make sure that, you know, we receive the money on the file as fast as possible. You may get residents that come into your property asking who IQ Data International is. My account was sent to Rent Collect Global. Who are these people calling me? We go by both names. So when our client-facing name is Rent Collect Global, our consumer-facing name is IQ Data International. So we are one in the same company. For any reason, if you do get confused by that, or if you have a resident who is confused by that, we are the same company, so rest assured the money is coming directly to us and then being sent directly back out to you. This is going to be kind of a brief snapshot of your Real Page One site information on how it's going to get sent over to us. That will go ahead and be, once it goes live, it will be swept from your property into our office. And again, this is going to hopefully be going live next week. So if you do have any questions regarding that, you can give us a call. We are all available to assist you and go over this. So before I switch over to go over some things on our website, does anybody have any questions on this sheet?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, perfect. So let's go into our website. So each property has a login to access their property on our website. Because there hasn't been anything yet, what I've done is I've gone ahead and just put another property on here so that we've got some data to look at. So when you first log in, this is essentially going to be your home screen. It's going to be a couple things right as soon as you log in that are going to give you some pieces of important information. This section right here is going to be your aged account summary. So it's going to show you how much we have collected for the days that we have had the accounts. So it's going to show you essentially each month 0 to 360 days, so they go in increments of 30, and how well we're doing with the amount of accounts that were submitted in that time frame. The other piece of information here is missing information. So these are files that were sent over to our office that came over without these pieces of information. So we have employment, references, date of birth, social security number. You are able to click on each one of these if you want to see which accounts in particular are missing that information. If you think that you may have it, you can go ahead and click on these and it will show you which account is missing that. We'll go into that in just a moment here. This form right here is going to be your accounting statements. So the statements that we send out to your property each month are going to be listed under these tabs. You can feel free to go ahead and once you start submitting and you start receiving them, if you receive a check and you say for some reason you've misplaced the actual statement that shows you who paid what and where the funds were allocated to, you can go ahead and click on the corresponding month. What that's going to do is it's going to bring up each statement that was sent out within that month. You'll be able then to access it, go in, and you'll see which former resident paid exactly what amount within that month. Just a quick look at the kind of what it looks like if you have accounts that are missing this information. You will also be receiving each month, you will also be receiving a missing information spreadsheet so that it will show you what accounts we have that are missing information. If you feel that you want to just log in, you can also do that as well. So this is what it's going to look like. This is going to be the resident's name, the amount that was assigned over to us, their move-out date, your reference number, our reference number, and then it's going to show you what information is missing. If you feel that you have this information, you can go ahead and click on Submit Additional Information. It's going to open up their file here in our office. You can go ahead and type in the missing information here and send that over to us. We will get it into that client's email, and we will go ahead and add it right onto their account. So what I want to go over next is how to search for a former resident. You want to make sure that you have a former resident who was submitted to our office and you can't remember if they were sent here or not. You can go into your inventory and search accounts. We'll look for the last name Smith. If you have this person and you want to make sure that their account was submitted over to us, go ahead and type in their last name. You can also use your reference number, their unit number, last name, any bit of information that you think may be pertaining to that person, and type it into the search box and it should pull up. We have a few Smiths here. Seems like we may have a lot of Smiths in this property. Okay, so this is every person with that last name. So you will be able to pull up that corresponding file that you are looking for and view any details on that account. This is what an actual account will look like once it's sent over to our office on your end. It's going to give you all the pertinent information that you would need. So it's going to show you what status it's in our office at the current moment, what the status is of the account itself, so whether it's active, inactive, if it has been closed out, or if it was sent back or closed for some reason, it'll show that right here. This is going to show you the amount that was submitted to our office, and then this is going to show you the total due. This is also the internal account here in our office. Charge-off date is the date that they moved out, and then the assignment date is the date that we physically received the file and input it into our office. This section right here is going to be every letter that we sent out to the consumer. And then this is going to give you kind of a snapshot of the attempts that we have made on the account, or every time we have touched the account since we've had it. It's not going to give specific detailed notes, but it will give you the action codes that we use to kind of let you know what's going on the account. If you do have specific questions on a file that is in our office and you need to know a conversation, you can definitely feel free to give our office a call, and we'd be more than happy to go over notes with you. So let's go over some of the reports that we have available to you. The most important report is going to be your AASR report. This is basically going to be a more in-depth report of that first section on our home page. So it's going to give you a better understanding of the collections that we've done for your property while we've had the accounts. This does export to an Excel worksheet. It does take a little while, so if that's something that you're looking for, you can always contact us and we can send it over to you. Or if you've got some time, you can download it or export it rather to the Excel worksheet directly from the website. Again, here is some more, here's your inventory report. Your inventory is going to give you a snapshot of every single account that we have had listed here in our office. Again, here's the missing information report that should be generated out to you each month, but you can go in and access it at any time. Let's see, let's go back to our homepage. I think we've got a pretty good understanding of the website. And again, if you do need any more training, you can feel free to give our office a call. We'd be more than happy to go over it with you. So I think that we should be good now. Does anybody have any questions?
I just like to pipe in. This is Jody
No,
again.
we do not.
No questions? Okay, so I just kind of want to go back to the RealPage and Entrata interfaces and just in case there's any misunderstanding. So again, pieces coming soon. It's going to be a manual sweep of the files, but there will be an opt-out availability. So if you guys have any files with residents and you've got current payment arrangements and they're honoring those payment arrangements and you don't want them sent over, you can opt that resident out and not have them sent over. So it's going to be automatic, but with that opt-out feature. And then again, Entrata we're working on, and that'll be coming a little later. But we'll keep you all posted for those of you that are using Entrata. But the majority of you, as we understand, are on RealPage. So that's been our key focus. Anything else, Clint? Do you have anything to add that we didn't cover that you'd like to discuss?
No, I think that pretty well covered it.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you all for joining. Thanks for your time and attention. And feel free to reach out to myself or Paul or our client service team if you have any questions or concerns. But we're here to help you guys all get going, and you know, just reach out at any time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.